So it could go wrong today.
Yeah, no question. And, we had a lot of things go wrong today. I think let me start coming off on a couple of good weeks. I thought preparation was really good. The bye week, and again on the off week, and we came out today, and I thought you give a lot of credit to Coach Diaz, his staff. They had their guys ready to play. I thought they were coming off probably their best game they've played all year against Florida State, and they came in here tonight, and particularly offensively, hitting on all cylinders, right off the bat. And way too many big plays we were giving up, particularly in the back end, but we really wasn't getting any pressure either. So if you're not getting any pressure, then you guys in the back have to cover a little longer, and they got some talented players. And but credit to them, they made the plays and did a lot of great things. The things we did not do well, obviously turning the football over, penalties, way too many penalties. And you shoot yourselves in the foot that way, you're not going to make any big plays. Our worst performance on special teams by far, maybe that I've seen, maybe ever. It was horrendous on special teams. We had penalties, we had turnovers, we had punts, giving up punt returns. A lot of negatives in the special teams, which we've been really solid in the special teams throughout this whole season. And this tonight was very disappointing in that aspect. Just didn't play well. It did not go our way. We did not do many things right tonight.
Any update on Ty or Bill?
Yeah, I think Beckton is his a little bit more significant, lower leg, injury. Kind of got rolled up on that one play that we had there, and so we'll see. We'll probably know more. Obviously you got to look and see how it reacts. Getting him back home. So we'll know more about him probably Monday. But then I think Cunningham will be fine. I think it's just more of a muscular hit. I think he's going to be fine in his back. But I think he'll be good to go as we get throughout this week. He takes a lot of licks. When he plays, and those things kind of happen.
You're surprised? Defense had probably his best performance against Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a major step back. You're surprised by that?
Well, yeah. I hope we wouldn't give up 6 touchdown passes. That's and I don't know how many completions. Not very many. 15 completions for 6 touchdowns. That's an unbelievable ratio there. The one thing that does worry you, about us, our defense, is giving up big plays, because we have done that this year. Virginia wasn't a big play team, not necessarily a big play team as we're coming into that game, and these guys were able to hit big plays, and Williams did a great job of getting the ball down the field. Number 3 and a couple other guys had big games.
You guys averaging 53 yards in penalties per game. You had 53 yards in penalties in the first quarter. Just lack of concentration, or one of those days, or how do you?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll go back and look at it. All the penalties that we had. I think early on, a little bit of the crowd affected our offense. Some of the false start penalties. We were having trouble, hearing our cadence there, and so some of those were contributed to that early in the game. And they were having a hard time hearing. And so I would say there's probably a couple of those, and then the rest of the penalties, we'll just have to go see. I know. It was not good penalty-wise. I think one time we had 10, they had 2. It was a big disparity in those, and that's a big difference in the game.
You mentioned earlier in the year that teams not good enough to come back from 3rd and long. Same deal with penalties of that nature.
Yeah, when you're playing a team, when you're playing anybody, if you turn the ball over and you have all the kind of penalties that we had, you're not going to be. It's not going to fare well. If that happens, then your defense has to be playing really, really good. If you're shooting yourselves in the foot with the turnovers and penalties, that defense better be rising up, holding them out of the end zone. And that wasn't the case tonight. They to their credit, they capitalized on our mistakes. And I think when you're able to do that, you're able to get a big lead. And they got that lead on us, and never really could get back in it. I thought we had an opportunity there when our defense held them. It's a 2-touchdown game, and they had to punt to us, and then we fumbled a punt. That was probably the turning point in the game right there. I felt at that point we had the momentum back. We had just went down and scored in about 4 plays, and then, we fumbled the punt return, and that was probably a turning point in the game. One of the big plays.
What do you do when you have games like this that just seems like a lot of things go against you?
Yeah, well, I told our guys, first of all, I told them I'm proud of them, because of the things that they've been able to accomplish this year so far, and what they, the way they fight. I'm proud of them for that, But when you go through something tough like we did tonight, not many things went our way. Offense, defense, special teams. You can look at all 3 aspects. If you go through this and you don't learn anything, then all you did was go through a bad thing. And we have to learn the things that happened to us today. No matter what position you were, because everybody's to blame. When you lose a game, including me. I said starting right with me. But when you go through something like this, you have to learn from it, continue to grow, continue to develop. You got to let this game right here propel you for the next 3. We have to learn what happened in this game as we go back and watch this film and dissect it and hopefully get better as a football team.
What was the team like on the sideline, as the penalties were racking up and things like that?
Well, obviously it's demoralizing. When you get penalties, you get turnovers, and they're 18 to 22, so they're emotional kids. But I thought they held together pretty well, really. I mean, because I think what point of the game was it? Middle of the 3rd quarter, when we fumbled the punt return. So we felt good. I thought our vibe was really good at that point. You fumble that, they get the ball, right back there, really close to going in and scoring. And it kind of busts your bubble a little bit, but. I didn't really hear much complaining on the sideline. I didn't see many finger points. I thought our guys continued to fight. I thought they continued to play for each other. It was ugly, but they continued to play for each other, and I think that's a sign of growth for this team. And we're continuing to work. We're work in progress still. We're still trying to work to get better, and that's what we want to accomplish.
Was that Miami's offensive performance? Was that more of them really turning it on the last 2 weeks, or defensive?
Well, I'm gonna give them credit, but we didn't play good in the back end. We were 2 bust on 2 of their long plays, and we didn't get much pressure. I think so. That kind of goes hand in hand. If you're not getting pressure on the quarterback, then they have to cover a little bit longer, and vice versa. That's one of the strengths of Miami's defense, I think, because they get pressure on the quarterback. You can't hold the ball. You're gonna get sacked. So you have to, get the ball out sooner. But you're able to hit deep shots like that because he's able to stand back there for quite some time. We lost contain a couple of times too on 3rd down, some big 3rd down conversions where the quarterback got outside, was able to run and get first downs. I mean, we got to be able to get contain on that. So, I like to give them some Miami credit, but it's us also. Anytime you're giving up 6 touchdown passes, it's not just their offense; it's some things that our defense is not doing.
How much did Miami's defensive front impact McHale's ability to get out and run?
Well, they do a good job up front. I think that their defensive line is as good as this year we've played, and we've played some really good ones. But when you look at what they can do, rushing the passer, but also those D tackles get good push. And so when that happens, sometimes your reads get clogged up a little bit. They're not as clean. Whereas it's a clean read, and he can pull it and go run in, or there's a couple of times where he thought he could, and then they're tackling him. And so I thought they did a good job with their front. And then their 2 inside linebackers are downhill linebackers, and they're right there at the line of scrimmage. And that just keeps the pressure on you, and it makes those reads happen a lot faster than what more of a conventional defense might do.
First time in terms of losses wise, where it's been. I just feel like Miami kind of dominated that game. Just the last 3 games, and obviously the goals you guys have, does this change anything, or do you just
No. The one thing that we want to be as a program is consistent. So our approach is going to be very similar to what it's always been. We got to do a lot of things better. We know that, and when you're giving up big plays like that, it takes you out of the games. You can't. What we want to do offensively, obviously, control the game, run the football, play action. So when you get those leads like that, it's hard to stay within that. And so, no, we got to go back and get better. That's the bottom line. We got to get better defensively and offensively kicking games.
They scored on 3 straight plays offensively. Is that demoralizing on all 14? Did you sense that in the first?
When they did what now?
They 3 straight offensive plays when they had the ball. They scored.
Yeah.
Ended one drive, then 2
the next play. Yeah, absolutely. And that's big plays. The big plays was a huge deal in this game. And obviously we got to go back and look and see what's happening on those big plays. Are they mental busts? Are they just physically not good enough? That's what we got to go look at and see. See who needs to be playing if it is a physical thing.
Some coaches might, after a big game like this, maybe change something when they get home to make sure they got the team's attention. Will you just stick with your same routine?
I want these guys to know we're consistent in our approach and what we're doing. I think obviously we got to do something better, right? I mean, you don't want to come out next week and have the same results. So, it's attention to detail, it's focus, but our schedule won't change. I mean, we're going to do what we do. It's a good approach. Our guys are used to it. I don't think you want to go start doing something off the wall crazy stuff. We're not panicking. We're going to continue to try to get better and develop our football team.
Did losing the power change game plan at all for you guys?
No, it didn't change the game plan. Probably some negative yardage plays we had probably resulted in not having him out there. I mean, he's a big force. I mean, he's one of the best offensive linemen out there, and so that's a big loss not having him there. And then Tutu didn't finish the game either at the end, and so that's 2 of our best players. That kind of hurts, but Kai is a major force, not only for our team but in this league. And when he went out, obviously hurts you.
When you said significant on the injury, do you expect him to miss time, or is that?
Well, you know, I don't really know. It'll be one of these deals where we go back and kind of see how, you know, usually whenever somebody gets an injury, you know, you kind of see how it reacts. You know, so when you get back, you know, the plane ride back, we'll see how he is in the training room tomorrow. I know his mental approach is I'll be back next week is what he told me. You know, so we'll see. You know, we'll see where we are. Obviously, our training staff does an outstanding job, and we'll get him ready to go.
What was Tutu's injury?
Tutu just got kicked in the shin. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Yep.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, sure. We'll see you. Yeah, yeah. I didn't want. Yeah, I know. Yeah.